Hi, everybody. This is your friend Daniel, and I'm going to be doing another Spider Man Dan. It's another Spider Man Dan. Okay, so this is another Spider Man Dan video. So we're going to be talking about some stuff from our friend Screen Rants. Okay, okay. So, okay. How this works is still the same. I basically take my glasses off and I put my mask on and then I read some news about the comic book universe. Yep, that's how it works. Oh shit, I have it upside down. I don't want to wear my mask upside down. Ooh, wow. That's really bad. Uh, I gotta make sure I see out of this thing. Alright. I'm gonna be bug eyed, Joe. Bug eyes. Ah, ah. Fudge nuggets. My freaking mask. I'm trying to tuck it in. It gets hard sometimes. But like I said, it's all good. Okay, so this is Spider Man Dan. Yes, Spider Man Dan. Otherwise, Daniel Hutchins. It's me. Okay, so let me pull my mask down a little bit more. Okay, we're going to be talking about Star Wars first. Yes, Star Wars first. The Force Awakens has failed Star Wars sequels well before the rise of Skywalker. Okay, controversy. Controversy, you know me, it's controversy. Woo woo. Controversy. Yes, controversy. Controversy, you know me, it's controversy. Woo woo. Okay, more Star Wars controversy, guys. Although it's often considered the strongest of the trilogy, The Force Awakens actually sets this other Star Wars sequels up for a failure from the very start. 7 minutes ago, everybody. Though it was initially well received, it was became clear Star Wars The Force Awakens actually failed the sequel trilogy from the very start, making the sequel trilogy able to fully capitalize on the overwhelming popularity of Star Wars was always going to be an uphill battle. Disney's sequel trilogy is the proof. While the sequel trilogy had exceptional production value and reasonable amount of fan service, the films ultimately had failed to impress much of the Star Wars audience, both of the old and the new. Among the Star Wars sequel trilogy's biggest mistakes was Disney's retconning of years of established canon, which made it very difficult for some to engage with the sequel trilogy characters and their story. The sequel trilogy was made up of somewhat inconsistent yet also still self contained narrative that delivered a genuinely unsatisfying conclusion to the entire Skywalker saga. However, the problems with Star Wars sequel trilogy began with their first film, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Okay, despite arguably being considered the best of the sequel trilogy, The Force Awakens was actually the beginning of the sequel's problems. The film's use of recycled narrative devices from previous Star Wars movies was transparent attempt for fan service. It was used far too heavily for Star Wars The Force Awakens to even feel original. Now, subsequent films were also disappointing, but they at least made some attempt to originality. In this sense, Star Wars The Force Awakens could be considered the worst of the Skywalker saga movies, practically all of Star Wars. And Star Wars Force Awakens retreads the story of Star Wars, even down to specifics the young Force sensitive left on a desert planet as a child sets off a message stashed in a misplaced droid and soon finds himself destroying a giant military weapon. As it all says, the best parts are rehashes of previous stories. It also lacks even the misguided originality of the other sequel trilogy movies. However, this isn't even Star Wars The Force Awakens' only problem. Again, by reusing so many different aspects of Star Wars, this first film of the sequel trilogy tries to draw a great number of parallels between the Star Wars sequels and their predecessors. However, as their narrative lines were seemingly discarded for subsequent films, it seems in retrospect as though Star Wars The Force Awakens makes a number of false promises about directions of the trilogy. Even though that was partly due to change of directors for that second movie, the lack of consistency was a major issue for the sequel trilogy. And the trend by Force Awakens, unoriginal and uninspiring beginning, the film's narrative asserts parallels with the original that it makes no attempt to continue or even set up a continuation of. Therefore, the film itself is reasonably sound, thanks again to the excessive reuse of previously Star Wars story. Now, again, ultimately doomed the sequel trilogy with a general lack of originality and a lack of any real conviction as the new identity to the franchise. While the following Star Wars movies didn't save the sequel trilogy, the writing was already on the wall from their first installment. The over reliance of reusing elements that the franchise had already explored proof that Star Wars The Force Awakens simply did not know how to continue the Skywalker saga, something that was further proved by narrative failings of the subsequent movies. Again, guys, so let me know your thoughts about that. We're going to be talking about something else. Yes, we're going to be talking about something else. Okay. You want to know more about the Hulk? Okay, defeating the Hulk has a secret meaning in Marvel Universe. Okay, during the Exiles' third mission, they encounter the Hulk. Battling the Hulk reveals a secret to a team and the entire Marvel Universe. This was a couple minutes ago. Throughout the history of Marvel Comics, the Hulk has stood to reason as one of the strongest Avengers in the universe. Characters in every corner of the Earth 616 or Earth 16. From Fantastic Four also to the X-Men. Also has confronted Bruce Banner's monstrous alter ego in epic and lengthy battles. Fights with the Hulk have not only counter-caused extreme damage to his opponents, they also obliterate much of the overall environment. To this very day, Marvel uses the Hulk's destructive warfare to satisfy secret objectives. Now, during the 2000s, the early 2000s, this ragtag group of multiverse heroes, known as the Exiles, have encountered the Incredible Hulk. The team goes on through various changes and orders to fix anomalies throughout the multiverse. When the Exiles first go up against the Hulk, in Exiles number 5, they all lost quickly, except for Thunderbird, an Apache X-Men. However, this version of this character from Earth 616, this Thunderbird became Apocalypse's horseman of war of Earth 1100 or Earth 1100. Again, stacked with barrier break and strength, levels, and durability. Their run has introduced the version of Thunderbird and also match against the Hulk quickly reveals everything that someone needs to know about the variant. Again, Earth 1100 or Earth 1100 Thunderbird is one of the few characters who can say they've defeated the Hulk. While Banner's monstrous persona triumphs at first, Thunderbird has claimed victory in the very next book. Like Hulk, his version of Thunderbird gets stronger and gets angrier, but his strength grows exponentially faster. Thunderbird's victory reminds his fans who is the strongest Avenger, isn't completely invulnerable. An Apache mutant has break the boundary and break the fourth wall by being stronger than the Hulk. When characters have defeated the Hulk, it secretly measures how much they are willing to overcome or risk their life. Again, it also secretly measures other traits that fights are over. There's aspects of humility and personality. For instance, Thunderbird also stated he needs to focus on his timing and his taming his war persona. Now, despite Thunderbird, his inner demons, Alpha Flight's shaman has told them that he has handled both the defeat and victory very well. Again, guys, pictures below that. And on the flip side, they joke about Sue Storm and how she shows some arrogance when she's recalled battling the Hulk. The heroes briefly made fun of the Invisible Woman for constantly bragging about defeating the Hulk, saying she should include knocked out the Hulk on her business card. However, in demonstrating something about her personality as more profound and simple arrogance, Susan Storm does anything to protect her family, the Fantastic Four, the Marvel's first family, therefore using her bragging rights as metaphorical forces, like her metaphorical force fields, against those who might threaten her loved ones. Marvel's most iconic superheroes, such as Spider Man, Iron Man, Wolverine, Thor, and countless others, have inevitably steered into a fight with the Hulk and lead to similar examples of character projections. Again, like Sue Storm, the X-Men Wolverine has also fought the Hulk. As a character who's created literally by associated with fighting the Hulk, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise because, again, in Old Man Logan, where he overpowered Banner and several other Gamma-powered monsters. Now, Wolverine has often presented himself as cold and distant at times. However, his relationships or mentorship with Kitty Pryde proves the strive to be a good man, cementing his affiliation with superheroes, and Wolverine's attitude toward the fights against the Avengers suggested he's a longing to be free of pain and suffering, and symbolizes his refusal to be a savage animal like the Hulk. Now, in the end, guys, Hulk may be one of the strongest, but he's not really that strong because people have beat him before. Unpredictable scenarios often leave the Avenger down for a count, but when Marvel Comics characters have fought him many times, it accurately measures their strength and how close their character is. More importantly, fighting against the Hulk secretly reveals any Marvel character and their true motivation and affiliation. Again, guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Who do you think you remember has beaten the Hulk? Again, I gave you a couple of prime examples. But again, guys, I'm going to be doing one more thing and then I'll wrap it up. This is all just going to get embedded into the video anyway. Okay, so we are going to be talking about one more thing, hopefully in this one. Okay, more controversy. Controversy, you know me, it's controversy. Woo woo. This time it's Batman. Okay, sorry, Catwoman. Batman is rekindling his romance with Talia al Ghul. Okay, so Batman controversy. Sorry, Catwoman. Batman is rekindling his romance with Talia al Ghul. In the midst of DC's new Shadow War event, Batman comes face to face with his former love, Talia al Ghul. Are they really getting back together? This is from an hour ago. One in there are spoilers for the Batman. Okay, so in the midst of DC's Shadow War, Batman has seemingly reignited his past romance with Talia al Ghul. Again, Catwoman continues to complicate things. So when the Bat and the Cat have been back and was for Bruce Wayne to reinvent himself in the new systems of being a Dark Knight. However, the most recent issue of Batman has him setting back to his old flame, Talia al Ghul. the new leader of the League of Assassins and the mother of his son Damien. In the first chapter of the Shadow War, Ra's al Ghul was murdered by someone wearing Deathstroke armor, intending to frame Slade Wilson, presumably before he got his new army of supervillain up and running, seen in Deathstroke Incorporated, which is a different story set. But hell bent on avenging her father's death, Talia al Ghul has demanded Deathstroke's head, an act which no doubt has led to the League of Assassins and Slade's secret society engaging in a major battle where Damian Wayne's Robin also intended to avenge his grandfather. He's chosen to work apart from his mother and his father, but now Batman 122 from Joshua Williamson and his friends sets up Batman investigating the scene of the crime in Gotham before confronting his former love in the Pall. Again. Okay. While the Dark Knight work in fury with Talia and finding out her father was killed to take over the Empire without raising suspicions, the daughter of the demon has debunked this idea rather quickly, revealing her true intentions to kill Slade for what he's allegedly done. Furthermore, the wounds she sustained from the false Deathstroke has very much been real, guys. Because realizing the truth behind Talia, the world's greatest detective, and the new Demon's Head, seemingly reignited their past romance in an act which could complicate Batman's relationship with Catwoman. Well, sorry, Catwoman. Looks like we have some other business to talk about. But in the moment, it's unclear how far Batman and Talia will take their renewed romance. They certainly have their history because you have Damien as living proof of that. However, this issue is happening during Batman's 1 year break with Catwoman. Again, Bruce's new status quo is a wave of new enemies Selina made for herself following after the Joker War. They both decided to take some time off and work on each other apart before making a new attempt to be back together again. So, as such, which his consequences be from the new or with Talia? Will Batman decide to move on from Catwoman and be Talia's beloved once more? That's a good question, because it wasn't that long ago when the Bat and the Cat were going to get married, while it does seem unlikely Batman and Talia are long term. It certainly has been potential to complicate matters in the interim. Talia is a dangerous woman, as Catwoman used to be, as for Batman's life prior to becoming a member of the Bat family. However, it all goes down. Batman has life as stands and become incredibly messy situations on his ongoing series continuing from DC Comics. Okay, guys, so let me know your thoughts about that. And again, you have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I'll see you guys around in some later stuff. Bye.